Mark's mower through the same belt again, but for a different reason this time, and I'm hoping, oh yeah, my redneck genes pay off again. We have the old belt and the old pulley, but we have the old belt, so we can stopgap get this thing back together if we gotta. Well, there's Mark's mower. Forgive the heavy breathing, I was just hoeing fields, but here she is, and that's what's left of it. Had to cut it to get it off. Looks like, I don't know if y'all can see it, but it looks like a stick came up, popped the idler spring off. Belt had no tension, and it must have dropped below the transmission pulley or something and just shredded itself. So we're gonna have to do all of that again. And I guess since I got it back, we're just gonna do a quick check, make sure it's not burning oil or anything, and probably try and change the transmission fluid, or at least top it off since we lost some. So I'm gonna go get the trailer and to come along, try and winch this thing up, haul it 50 miles back to the house, and see what the hell we can do. All right. Guess let's see if this works, or if I pop a chain and take it through my rear window. We shall see. Come on now, there we go. That's all she wrote. Oh, I don't think I've got her far enough forward to be able to push the tilt trailer, but we'll put my, oh yeah, I'm gonna need two fat asses, not just one for this. Oh Lord. Alright, she's ready for the long journey back. Oh, how do we end up here again? Alright, new problem. Can't get the transmission release to release. I have a belt on here so I can yank on it and it ain't doing anything. That might be a problem. I forgot to take that off before I wheeled it up just because it rolled smoothly, and I think it needs to go like forward when I pull it or something, and I've currently got it bottomed out up here on the trailer. So this may get squirrely real fast, or it may not. We shall see. This ain't gonna be fun. Well, we have the mower off the trailer. Was never able to free the transmission release, which is annoying. Hound desperately wants this meatball sub. But what I eventually had to do was just press down on this reverse pedal until it bottomed out. And then basically bungee cord the forward pedal up to the emergency brake, while also simultaneously standing down. I don't remember what I think I put a bungee cable on that, or I think I put my foot on that and had my dad help me push. I was drunk at the time, you have to forgive me. So before I got mad and damn near put my fist through the thing, I just leaned on it and it broke the hood. So now we have more tape on the hood, but we just had to hold down the reverse pedal and then push, and then the transmission spun. It moves forward freely, but you have to hold it in reverse to push it backwards. So we were eventually able to do that, get it off of the trailer, back into the yard, push it over here, and I took the deck off. And I also noticed that for whatever reason, my trailer harness just is like cleanly cut in half, and it's somehow like not worn out from being dragged on the concrete for 50 miles. I think it must have like popped like right before I got here somehow. I don't know, I guess spring mount must have pinched it or something. But anyway, here's the old belt. So this is what happens when you don't have an idler pulley. This happens to your belt, and this was a brand new belt. That's the used belt. This belt was so bad that I considered it requiring replacement after it being on the thing for probably close to, I don't know what year this thing is, like 15 years. When did they make these things? Sometime in 2000. I don't think there is a spot on there with 50% of the belt left. That's the most. Some of these spots, like right over here, there's like 1/8 of an inch of belt or less. It was still intact when I got to it. What I think happened is there was all this slop on the belt, and I think it eventually popped off and went behind the idler pulley, or went behind the transmission pulley, and then it got just jammed like underneath the transmission pulley. Like, I think it was under it, and it was still spinning the pulley, because the guy who was running it at the time noticed that it was very sluggish, and the last time I ran it, I noticed it was very sluggish. I just figured it was something messed up with those janky foot pedals, but I only ran the thing for like 5 minutes. I just fired it up, drove it, cut for like 10 foot, drove like a 100-foot loop, came back and parked it. I noticed there was something weird about it. So I think I must have knocked the spring off the time before that when I drove it. But anyway, I'm trying desperately not to drop this because someone is going to snatch it. So I think it got underneath the transmission pulley, was running the transmission from underneath somehow. I don't even know how it had enough tension to be able to do that. And then it eventually got underneath the transmission pulley and just got obliterated on the cooling fins and whatnot. And when we have this off, we'll look for signs of wear and try and see where it did anything. But I can't notice anything down there where it messed anything up. Thankfully, it didn't break anything as far as I can tell. I really hope not. So we're just going to do the exact same thing we did before, twice before. Pull this entire thing apart, and just, I guess we don't have to pull the old belt off because we already have it off, and just stick the new one back on. But we're gonna have to pull the deck, disconnect the pedals, disconnect the butt sensor, remove the gas cap, pull the deck up off, or pull the pan up off, put the gas cap back on, pull that handle off, pull this sucker off, get down in there, or pull that knob off, get down in there, pull the fuel tank off, move it to the side, and thread our new belt, get it all back on. Will you not do that? Thank you. And yeah, and then I think I'm also going to try and top off the transmission. I did a bunch of research to try and figure out what kind of fluid you're supposed to, what you can put in there for a swap, and I think they recommend you can go to like, I think it was just like straight 5W30 or something like that. But we're not going to do a full fluid change just because it's going to cost like $50, and I don't really think it needs it. But we are going to top off the transmission fluid, and I'll show you through that process. And I'm going to go try and find some John Deere approved transmission fluid somewhere. Alright, so real quick, let's just go over how to check and top up the transmission. Pretty simple. There is your overflow reservoir there on the back. Just tilt the seat forward, pull the cap off of this guy right here, pull this little bit of foam out, put it someplace where it's not going to get covered in excessive amounts of dirt. And now you can see the transmission fluid down in there. So just clean all the dirt off of this guy so that you can see the marks and the levels. Stick a flash, wow, that is a perfect fit. Stick a flashlight down in there, and that'll illuminate the reservoir, and you can see where the level is. And our level is just below this guy right here. This is full. This is your minimum amount. So yeah, check cold. We are actually not very low at all, so I don't need to buy any to top this off. The only thing I would need to do is a transmission fluid change, and with the fact that this only has about 500 hours on it, I don't think that's necessary. So I'm not going to be doing that today. So anyway, that's it for the transmission. I'm going to get to replacing the belt, and we'll see if we can find something else wrong with this thing so we can show you how to do that too. Alright, so the new old stock is back in. And just put the gas tank back in. Got tensioner on. And we're going to throw the pan back on, get everything together, and take it for a test drive and just make sure everything is functional. Alright, that's all back together, and if you notice, she's a listing. That's because this tire is bone flat, because we got a valve stem issue. This brass core just sort of came right out of the valve stem when I was putting air in it. And I've just RTV'd it back in place instead of replacing it, because I'm confident I'm not going to be able to get this wheel off. And I just don't want to deal with that today. I don't want to have to deal with setting up tire breaker and trying to break the bead on this, trying to get a replacement valve stem in there and all that jazz. So we're just going to RTV that back in place. And wait, you know, till tonight, and then throw some air in it and see if it pops out immediately. And hopefully it doesn't. And if it does, I just don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. I guess I'm going to have to replace a valve stem. I would rather not, just simply because I know it's going to be a pain to get that tire out. Anyway, I think now's as good a time as any to just fire up and run around the block and see if she works. And back on the trailer. Alright, we're back out here, and it's time to unload her, and by some miracle, after about 24 hours and 50 miles and mowing my front yard, this valve stem has held up, and it has sealed somehow by some miracle. So, yeah, we'll just continue to ignore that, I guess. Well, that's another entry in the saga of Mark's mower. One a very interesting one or exciting one. Well, it was for me, but it wasn't for you. Get over it. If you like this kind of garbage, give the video a like, go down there, comment, tell me what you want me to do to this mower next, in case you've got a problem and you think I might have the same problem and I can, justify buying parts to do it. And yeah, if you want to see more of this trash, make sure to subscribe, so go down there, smash that button, and until next time, I'm out.